preppers, welcome back to Sweet Peas and Saffron. I'm Denise and I share easy meal prep recipes that will give you your time back later in the week. Today we are going to talk all about budget-friendly meal prep tips. So if you are sticking to a grocery budget, meal prep is a really great way to save some money. You just need to be a little bit strategic in which ingredients you pick and you can save a ton of money. So my first budget-friendly meal prep tip is to cook beans and legumes from scratch. So I did the math and I'm in Canada, so if you're in the US it might be off slightly. But if I buy 2 cans of chickpeas, that's the same price as a whole bag of chickpeas, and the bag of chickpeas will allow me to cook 12 cans worth of chickpeas. I think my math is right here. So what we do is we'll cook a pound of chickpeas at a time, and this makes 6 cups, so we will portion it out into 3 jars and we will freeze them for later. The only trick is remembering to thaw them before you need them, but they do thaw relatively quickly in some warm water. We use chickpeas and black beans all the time. They're a great source of protein. We use them in lunch bowls. We use them in chili. We use them in hummus and salads and just a ton of different recipes. My second budget-friendly meal prep tip is to cook a whole chicken. Buying a whole chicken and shredding it up, and you can use it in like a ton of different recipes. This is super affordable and a great way to save money. So some ways that you can use shredded chicken is in quesadillas, in casseroles, and on salads, but there's just a ton of ways that you can use it up. I am going to link you to my Instant Pot whole chicken recipe below. I'm going to link you to my whole chicken meal prep plan up here, which is where I cook up a whole chicken and I use it in 3 different recipes. Okay, my third tip is to incorporate more vegetarian proteins into your meals. So tofu, beans, legumes, these are all really cheap sources of protein. Even if you're not cooking your beans and legumes from scratch, a can of chickpeas is much cheaper than a pound of chicken. Some ways that I like to use beans, legumes, and tofu are in stir fries, in salads, and I'm going to link you to a number of my favorite vegan meal prep recipes in the description box below. If you still want to include animal proteins, there are definitely some ways you can save money by picking some cheaper sources of protein like eggs or canned fish. So for eggs, I love to use them in, they're great for meal prep, but one of the ones that jumps into mind right away is like a quiche. I have a great broccoli crustless quiche recipe on the blog. A great way to use up canned fish is in like a salmon patty type of recipe. So I have a Thai salmon patty on the blog. It works great for meal prep and it's really delicious. Another budget-friendly meal prep tip is to stock up when things go on sale. Boneless, skinless chicken breasts can get really pricey, but if you stock up when they're on sale, you can get a real deal. And then my favorite thing to do when I stock up on chicken breasts is to portion them out into chicken marinades or to portion them out into freezer slow cooker type of meals. So I actually have a video on 7 slow cooker chicken freezer packs, and I also have 7 freezer chicken marinades. I'm going to link you to them in the description box below. The best thing is that you've done all the hard work and you have these almost all the way there meals just waiting for you in the freezer. You just have to thaw them and cook them up, but you don't have to measure anything out. And as they thaw, they really absorb a lot of flavor from the ingredients that are in the bag with them. Another budget-friendly meal prep tip is to shop in bulk. So this can mean going to a bulk food store, or it can mean just buying a bigger bag of something that you know you're going to eventually need more of. So I used to buy quinoa at Costco and get like the huge bag. It took me like 2 years to get through, but it saved me so much money by not having to buy the individual 1-pound bags. More recently, we've started shopping at the bulk food store to reduce the amount of plastic packaging that we're using, but you can get a real great deal on certain ingredients. I found that it does depend on the ingredients, so some nuts have been more pricey at the bulk food store than they are at the grocery store. Some ingredients are super cheap, like we got a whole bin of steel cut oats for $2.50. They were on a crazy discount that day, but it just goes to show that if you are smart and do your research, you can get a really good deal on some ingredients. All right guys, my last budget-friendly meal prep tip is to buy frozen fruit. So I love berries, but they are so pricey, especially in the off season. So buying frozen fruit is a great way to save money and still get to enjoy berries. And there is like a misconception that frozen vegetables and fruit have less nutritional value. The fact is they are often flash frozen, freshly picked from the field, so they actually have quite a few nutrients in them. Some of my favorite ways to use the frozen berries are in smoothie packs, on my steel cut oats, in overnight oats, and in baked oatmeal. So that's it for my budget-friendly meal prep tips. This is by no means a complete list. These are just some of the ways that I personally save money in the kitchen. If you enjoyed this video, I know you're gonna love the next video because you're gonna save a ton of money with this meal prep plan. I am showing you how to turn a pound of chickpeas into 3 delicious meals. So check the video out over here.